Shannon, first of all, give us a little explanation on how this tax deduction would work.
Well, it would be a tax deduction. It would mostly, the outline structure of it, as we know, it would be something that would benefit working families, so parents who are using a paid daycare while they are in work to take care of their children. Again, not all the specifics, but we did get some insight into that it would likely only apply to mothers and not fathers, and to biological parents and not those who've adopted a child. But again, all the sort of details of this are still taking shape, but this is something that Ivanka has been pushing for. Her father outlined a plan on the campaign trail to help working mothers pay for childcare, to sort of, it fits into this broader brand that she has of women who work and trying to help out women in the workplace.
Yeah, and I mean, it's definitely one very specific kind of proposal, and there is criticism that, you know, it's costly and regressive because, as you just said, it really favors families with two working parents.
Yeah, and again, as you mentioned, it's costly. There's estimates that this could cost as much as $500 billion. And so that's a problem with all these issues. You know, it sounds great. It would be great to help give people a tax deduction to help pay for childcare, but how are you going to pay for that? That's what we're kind of waiting to find out. I mean, there certainly are cuts you could make in other areas to help pay for it, but what those cuts are going to be, or, you know, whether taxes are just going to have to go up slightly, you know, to help give certain people a deduction, that's still one of the things on the table.
Well, Shannon, you know, and your great reporting reminded me of this. Trump did say back in September that this plan could be completely self-financing by reducing fraud in the unemployment insurance program. Is that really true?
Well, I mean, you know, if he can do it, I mean, he wouldn't be the first person to try and reduce, you know, fraud and unemployment, or to try and cut areas. But what we do know that from the tax plan, which they're working on right now, they've said everything's on the table. I mean, there's been reports here or there of possible things that they would like to cut. We should have a final tax plan from them in 2 or 3 weeks. The president just reiterated again today in the meetings with CEOs. So then we'll get an idea. I mean, if you cut the right places, if you squeeze money out of here or there, you can pay for things, obviously. But can you do that? Is there a will to do that from Congress? And where are you going to cut to pay for what?
Right. Now, she is taking after her father in the sense that she had a dinner for female executives. You know, Wendy Deng, the ex-wife of Rupert Murdoch, IBM's Ginny Rometty was there, Xerox Chairman and CEO Ursula Burns was there, and I guess they did something similar to what the president is doing right now. They chatted about these issues and how to get traction for them. Did we hear anything, about what emanated maybe from that dinner?
Well, from that dinner, the CEOs who walked away from that did have the clear impression that this was still going to be a priority, and that Ivanka was going to be involved. You know, from her, she doesn't have an official position in the White House, but as her position as the daughter to the president, and, as a private citizen, the way, you can advocate for issues, that this was something that she was taking on. It was very important to her. It was something she was going to be pushing personally, and that it was not just something said on the campaign trail. Immediately a few weeks into the presidency, she was already sort of trying to lay the groundwork for how she could get some sort of benefit for parents and working mothers into this tax reform legislation.
Yeah, I mean, are there any other kinds of proposals out there that have any kind of traction at all?
Well, this idea isn't too keen, at least from the members of the House and Senate that we've talked to. This is an idea that's been talked about for a while. Can it make the final cut? If we're going to have a massive tax overhaul, can that make the final cut? This isn't the first time someone's talked about trying to do something like this. So that's why I think the real test is going to be of Ivanka and the people around her. Can she navigate this through all the politics of Washington and the Hill to get that through? And someone like in her stature coming new to Washington, that's going to be a challenge. She has Dina Powell, who is very skilled and well-sourced and connected on the Hill, who is working with her on this. So that's someone who could help shepherd this through, and also as well as the president's team around her. But it's going to be a test as someone who's really getting into this for the first time.